Hi, my name's Dave Cockman, and in 2006 I was able to live out one of my lifelong dreams of walking the entire Appalachian Trail from start to finish. And a lot of that a lot of doing that requires a lot of physical and a lot of mental ability. It's very stressful. And thanks to Suzette's help, I was able to finish that trail. I'd like to tell you about a couple incidences I had along the way. One was within 2 weeks of hiking, some old injuries started flaring back up, and I was having some severe problems with the metatarsals on my left foot. With every step, there was some shooting pain up my leg, and it was getting very painful to put any pressure on the foot. And again, I'm walking along the trail with a 40-pound pack on my back up and down these hills. So one night, talking to Suzette, we decided to schedule some distance healing, and we had a conversation, me in a tent in the middle of the wilderness on a cell phone, and we talked for a while, and then I slowly went off to sleep. Well, I guess overnight, Suzette's power was able to help my foot heal, because the next morning I got up, and almost from the first step, the pain was just gone, and it was really great. It was an awesome feeling not to have to walk with pain with every step. So I went on, and lo and behold, within a couple weeks, I started having other problems with my knee. This time my left knee started giving me trouble, and it was very painful, not only with every step, but also when I would lay down. Sometimes my knee would lock up, and it was again very painful. So once again I called Suzette, and we talked, and we set up an appointment to do some distance healing. And again, I sort of just drifted off into La La Land in the middle of the wilderness.
And we only talk for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And we get it set up, we get the intentions set up, and then he goes off to sleep, and I do the distance healing. So it was really great way of allowing him to integrate the energy while he was sleeping. But you don't need to do it at bedtime. It just worked because he was on the trail all day.
Yeah.
And it gave his body a chance to rest while receiving the distance healing.
Yeah, it was, you know, my life existed of walking and eating during the day, and then sleeping at night. So these periods just before I would go to sleep, when we would have our conversations and stuff, it was very good. But the knee injuries did go away, and it was really great. Then a short while later, I had some more problems. It turned out I had problems with my right knee. I started getting a sort of a bulbous mass on the right knee. It wasn't painful at first, but it just sort of seemed like water on the knee, and it was going on, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and I was really worried about it. So I called Suzette to see if she could do anything for me. There were no doctors, and I didn't want to stop and go to a hospital and have this looked at. So we talked, we set up an appointment.
And this one was interesting, because tell them how we set up the appointment, and the next day, what did you tell your friends?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
so what happened was I told my friends that I was hiking with that you know, I had someone back home who was helping me through spirit to try to get my knee fixed, and of course they were giving me a hard time and things about it. And you know, we had sort of gone through the session the night before, and I went off to sleep, and the next morning when I woke up, the water on my knee was still there. So, you know, I was getting a lot of ribbing and stuff from people on the trail, things about, well, yeah, it wasn't so powerful after all. And the next day continued on. I still had the mass, and about the third day, Suzette called me up on the phone and said,
I forgot to do your healing.
Well, yeah, it was kind of interesting, because now, you know, maybe I could save grace with all my fellow hiking buddies.
Yeah, it was just amazing. He was starting to doubt it, and yet it gave him some peace of mind to know we hadn't done the healing.
Yeah.
And then that night we set the healing up, and what happened the next day?
Yeah, lo and behold, the next morning it was gone. And of course I saved grace with all my fellow hiking people. But it was interesting, the mass went away. It was great, and it had been there for days and days. It was just like water jelly on my knee, and it just went away. And anyway, my knees got better. I was happy, and I went on to finish the Appalachian Trail.
Yay! Lived his lifelong dream.
Yes.
And Dave, thanks for sharing that, because distance healing does not fall into the model of Western traditional medicine. So a lot of people doubt it, and it's really strange. How could that happen? And yet, when you start to look at a new paradigm of medicine called quantum physics, and it is science, and it looks at subatomic particles and the fact that our thoughts and our intentions can change matter, which is our body. And when we look at our body as pure energy, then this model of quantum physics falls directly into that. And that's why we are able, and others are able, to get such great healings through distance healing. And one of my other clients, I've had clients all over the world and the country. I've had worked with people in Italy and Hawaii and Texas and the Northeast. Anything can be healed. Distance does not have to be a factor. And of course, the more open you are to that, the better, but we can still get phenomenal results. One of my clients in Texas had severe sciatica, and she was not able to get up off her living room floor. Standing or sitting in any position caused her severe pain. And she had been a month there trying to wait for it to get better, and it wasn't, and she was trying to avoid surgery. So Western medicine, and she had tried different appointments. She had gone to physical therapy and acupuncture and other modalities without any real results. She shared in her testimony on my website that the results came through our healings, and each healing she had significant improvement, and after 2 healings she was back at work totally and fully functioning. So what is it? It is the power within all of us. We all have this ability to transcend what we're dealing with on a physical level. So I just want to invite you, if you're interested in any more, check my website out at SuzetteFoster.com. If you sign up for my newsletter, you can receive 2 free downloads of some of my classes that help you understand and learn some of these principles. And also there's a PDF that you can download to help you, it's like a cheat sheet for power reminders of where to stay focused each day. Thank you for your time, and check out my other videos that share more about my own story, which was a miraculous healing, and other testimonies and other work that we do. Thank you, and live your best life. I love Oprah coining her phrase, live your best life, and let me or other healers help you do that. Thanks.